Soulmask has officially released. Yay, super exciting. I would love to have live streamed, but unfortunately it's not working. I don't know why. So here we are anyway. This is kind of technically episode 3 of my beginner's guide, although it can be viewed independently as a few things have changed since the last playtest where the first 2 episodes were recorded. Fortunately, I've been going through some stuff IRL and wasn't able to get a lot more content out before now, unfortunately. But hey, here we are. Better late than never. So if you are new to Soulmask, like I said, it just got released, so jump on the Steam store and purchase that. We are still in early access, so a few things may be tweaked here and there, but we are miles better than what you may have experienced in some of the other playtests. I myself have almost 300 hours or thereabouts, so I've got a little bit of skill. I've gotten up to the Iron Age in the playtests, and I fought a few of the bosses. Things have changed a bunch, and at the moment, we're pretty much where I left off in those other episodes. Got a similar amount of stuff. Got me one follower who I'm trying really hard to not call a thrall. And I, in fact, have a clanmate. He is currently not here. Unfortunately, I do have less mask stuff than what I had last time, but that's okay because some of that stuff has changed. And as I said, you don't even need to particularly view those other episodes because they've improved immensely on our little guides that they offer. So if you're struggling with anything, press N and you can look through a whole bunch of stuff. Sure, not the greatest detail, but still a lot better than what they had. And this game, if you've played other survival games, very similar, but also wildly different. There's a lot going on, but don't let that daunt you. I'm here to help you understand a bunch of that for one. And for two, it actually makes it quite a longevity game. If you're interested in PvP, they also have seasons, much like Rust, a little longer. I dare say they'll have token nest. They'll have different settings for private servers, but on the official ones, you get about 3 months and then everything will reset, which is cool because it can be pretty different, staggering in levels. When someone becomes later level, they will smash earlier levels. But in saying that, it is kind of tricksy to get to those upper levels. As you can see, I'm out harvesting because it's good to do that. It gives you a lot of levels plus resources. That's my vagabond having a chat in the chat. They don't want to go out right now. Maybe they were attacked. I'm not 100 on that, but I dare say their tools have worn out. They will fetch stuff from boxes if you've got stuff that's not worn out. So keep that in mind. And I will have separate guides going over like absolutely everything, like how to feed them, how to independently tame them, although we will be doing a lot of that in this gameplay style little how to get started guide. But essentially, it shouldn't take you too long to get to this little hut situation. I played for about an hour and a half last night when I was able to before work. So this is how much we got done between mostly me, a little bit of him, and he's done some stuff today. Like we have an alpaca. They potentially, no, they've still got a little bit of food, but they do chew through the food. So you also do need to put water on them preferably, or ride them and drink some water. Can't make a saddle currently, so there's that. There is ways to get food over at certain camps, actually not that one, this one, which we may end up going to in this episode, but potentially not. As I wouldn't mind actually getting another follower or two. There's a little shitty camp literally right there that I can go and kill them at, but if I was, oh, I've had that put on my body, that's new. If they are deterred or tamed before you kill them, you can get extra goodies off them. So even if you don't have the capability to have more followers like myself right now, these guys here, I can press Q and see that they are level 1. But it shouldn't be too hard to take them down a little bit in health. They're not going to attack me until, well, then I press E and deter him quickly. Maybe let me, nope. Oh, he died. See, sometimes they heal, so that's inconvenient. No, come here, let me deter you. And it can be a little tricksy, but once you get the knack of it, it's not too bad. Now they're deterred. That also achieved some of my little journey steps on the side there. As you can see, they're really beneficial to do. If I had rested in my bed before doing that, I would have got a 20% buff, but I got distracted talking to y'all. So we can either pick them up or hold E and go view items, or you can also press tab, I do believe, in their proximity. They don't have anything too fantastic, but I can steal this stuff off them. And if I don't want to keep them as an outcast, although at this point I probably should, I'm actually just going to pick him up and take him back to my camp, or her rather. And you can't actually loot stuff while you're holding them, so that's good to note. Pop him down. Anything you're holding plus anything they're holding will add together in weight. They drop completely different stuff if they were to die. Press T, loot all. There is a campfire. You can also loot some potential sticks, maybe some food. I found some campfire ash in it. And we'll loot their little box. If you didn't have any soups to tame them, you can put that in their inventory and feed it to them, which we'll do in a moment. A little bit of clay, that'll come in handy. I'm in a slightly different spot if you were to watch the other two kind of beginner episodes to this, but not too dissimilar of a spot. I do believe I was like here last time and now I'm here. And I do plan to move up over here. As you can see, we already have a little spot there. It's a great place to earn some levels as there's a lot of metal nodes nearby. And that's going to come in handy for us progressing anywhere beyond that area. I should note, as a tribe, we can have 6 campfires each. So every person essentially, bonfires rather, and we can teleport between them. And you can potentially move much slower than this. I'm actually kind of booking it considering I'm holding a dude on my shoulder. Usually you go much slower. You don't have to put them inside. Press R, give them a little drop down, tab, and then, well, nope, that's not working anymore. It used to work. Maybe I have to look. You have to look at them. Now I'm going to get some of this one. Press E, give them a little snack. You'll get the bowl back, but it does mean I don't have to craft any bowls myself. And you'll see that their satiety is much higher. I'm probably going to actually give them another one because that way their satiety will be even higher. If that was to go down, they will eventually die. And yeah, I do believe if it's all the way full, you are likely to get recognition quicker, but also the higher your level, I'm still getting used to like pressing all the short keys. The higher your recognition on all these levels, the quicker all of that goes past, the more they like to listen to you, etc. It's quite handy to have even a low level because they will attend your fireplace, because if that runs out of fuel, your stuff will start decomposing slowly. We didn't have a fire when we placed these for you. This one's much better. And they don't have a lot of durability being thatch. It's quite easy to upgrade to wood though. I just press E and upgrade if I was to have those materials. Hold E rather. I think, nope, can't just press. Now I have to repair my stuff here so my dude can go out and get some more things rather than just chilling and consume it. The only real benefit to giving them upgraded stuff is pretty much the durability. So I could go and give them that stuff and make some extras. Double click on it to craft the one, or there's F if you wanted to craft all your capable ones. Probably don't do that. You can manually go boop, boop, boop if you want to craft more, which I actually will do because more than one is handy. I'm going to pop all of these in here, although I can repair them in my inventory. They will not retrieve items out of benches. They're not very good at that, so do keep that in mind. And there's a bit of random RNG on the level of tool you'll get, but the more you do it, the better your stats will increase. I can show you a little bit here, see how they've got different stats. If I happen to have tool crafting quite high, craftsmanship, they have 10 out of 89. I potentially have a little less, but doing this is going to give me some good awareness levels too. If you didn't know, you can also press this button up here to sort and combine things, which is quite handy. If I wanted to leave the bench, I could just press R and then the follower would come and take over because they are actually already assigned to this bench, I do believe. You can check their work over here by going to Vagabond. I just press tab, by the way, and checking their actual craft table management. They do have the workman bench, but it's low down in the tier. So they're going to do all of these things if there was work lists before they craft stuff at this bench. So if you're wondering, why are they focusing on this bench over here? It's probably because you do have them assigned to that over this, but you just drag it around and then they'll prioritize whatever's on top. Also, you can only have one follower assigned to one bench, so if I was to assign another one, it would untick it from here. So do keep that in mind. Also, same with these lists, I can scroll this around and change that. Obviously, I want them to keep the bonfire as top priority. I didn't save that. You do have to save it because my bonfire is top priority. They will only collect wood out of boxes, but you can get them to deposit wood in the carpenter's bench, for instance, but they're also putting some in the box. So they're not going to use all of your wood. They're doing a little bit of both. And they have fine-tuned that to make them a little less stupid, for lack of a better term, in how they deposit resources now, so you don't have to have quite as many work orders in place. Now let's have a little rest. This does take a minute, depending on how low you are in your morale. Mine's not very low, so it won't be very long at all. I should pop up in a sec and hopefully have a little bit of a buff. As you can see on the right hand side of the screen, I have Pleasant Mood for half an hour, which is going to give me that 20% extra XP gain. Incredibly beneficial. We love to see it. Definitely should have done it before I did the things. Crafting, as you can see, gives a decent amount of XP. Plus proficiency XP. Now, followers do enjoy a bit of a varied diet. They're not just going to want to eat broth the whole time. You can even put some of the different mushroom stuff on them. That'll make them happy. Some fruits, some meat, some vegetables. They'll start telling you about it. They'll even eat some nuts to improve their mood if they're refusing to do things that will improve their mood. But as soon as I pop this stuff on them, she's going to go out and do the stuff. I do not even have to put it on her hotbar, although that would benefit them. They'd use that tool first over that one. They do have a max weight, but they can generally carry a bit more than us off the bat. And you can also level them up. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have a few prompts. So if I press J, I'm going to get into my tribe. And I want to go to clan over here and access my vagabond. We can see along the top, we can scroll over these, see a few different quick things. We can rename them. See what. Now, you usually get, I didn't actually even explain this, you usually get a free follower. They'll come to your camp. Depending where you place your camp, they will attack you if they deem you weak. I am placed in a fairly noob area, so this person was like, let me join you. And I was like, sick. So there's that. But if I was to place anything other than a bronze campfire anywhere north of here, they may not see too kindly to my presence. And obviously the closer to the camps, the more likely you are to get found. And your followers can actually get captured too, but you can go rescue them. So there is that. Do attend to them if they scream for help. Or we can go to our items. We can go to proficiencies. We can go to masteries. You don't know, masteries is how much you use a weapon. So it does benefit from dedicating into a specific weapon type because you'll get added buffs. All stuff for, I'll go into all of this in higher detail at the point, so don't worry if this is going a bit over your head. We can go to the stats and we can go to their work orders. Plus we've got a couple of other things. Do not dismiss them. They'll run away and leave with everything in their pockets. Why? And we want to go to proficiency. Now over here, we can in fact level them up once they've actually got the capability to be leveled up. Unfortunately, it's every 30 levels and they've got 26, but they get a lot more levels than what we can get. We are capped and can only level up a certain amount. So it's good to take advantage of certain followers who have certain high capabilities. Most of the time your low levels aren't going to, but there are ways to be able to tell through mastery. But we can also go over here and level up a bunch of this. So they're actually going to do better at life. And we'll add that point and confirm. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you can go straight to mastery from here also. They haven't done a whole bunch of leveling up with anything, so they're not going to have any mastery, but remember to constantly check back. I can scroll through and go to me from here too. So do keep that in mind. You don't have to click through a bunch of menus. You can just keep going through your followers if you have more than one, which I will soon. So that's exciting. And if I happen to have a clanmate who has other followers, I can see this. I share permissions with this guy, so I can authorize stuff. So old mate can actually direction this follower around. I don't know why they're not doing stuff. I should probably press N so that goes away too. But yeah, every time you do something, they're going to give you a little bit of a update on that, go into a bit more further detail, which is nice. My follower out here giving like profound advice. Quiet your thoughts and hunger will fade away. So back to the subject of the mask and leveling it up so we can see our followers in greater detail, or they won't be our followers yet. The enemy more. We need these stones. We don't need these stones. These are the stones that refresh your energy. I grabbed out the wrong stone. We need these stones. The green crystals. Then we press Y and we go to our mask, levels and menus. We'll have a certain amount of energy, which is beneficial to level up because you'll be smashing Q a lot. By pressing Q, you'll be able to see generally a lot more detail. I'm not in the range of any form of enemy, so it shows me nothing. But if I was to see, say, this guy sitting over here, I'm going to press N again. I can now see who that is and what level they are. Once I level up my mask, I'll be able to hold Q and see it in a lot more detail. But that's going to take us a minute to get there because I'm not even awareness strength 15 yet. And we got to unlock some predecessing things first. First, we want core functional module. These seem tempting as well, but this is way more beneficial. And then you'll unlock some of these stuff further on when you go fight some bosses. And there is fast travel later on too with a few locations. So don't be too alarmed that you're doing a lot of running at the moment. You will later be able to get around a little bit quicker. Also, bunch of mounts. And this kind of hints at the fact that we need to go to one of those places to unlock this ability to get the knowledge anyway. So it guides you to them, and we get to actually see it on the map once we get close to it. But it is between here and here. It's like here-ish, which we'll unlock when we go past there later. And this explains a little bit about how we can actually unlock some of our map. The fog of war does not stay forever. I do have a dedicated little short guide on that. We simply got to find these little scout camps here, and this will unlock this area. The scouts will respawn, but sometimes won't be there on multiplayer servers. Do keep that in mind. And some of them aren't marked either. So there's this one that's marked here, but there's also one that resides right here. And you wouldn't know because it's not marked, but you can actually kill them. The marker can occasionally travel around. They may not always be at the exact same place. Like I said, they're not even always marked. And these guys down here possibly would have even respawned by now. So we'll have a little gaze, and I'll put those levels in that mask. They have indeed a little bit better level now, but I can basically walk up to them right now and they're like, that's because they're quite low level. They don't see me as much of a threat. So we're just working our little way through here. This is good, like I said, because it will give you more energy, but this has already given us a bit more energy with the original unlockage anywho. So do aim for this if you have extra grain crystal, but we want this preferably. Habitat is also incredibly handy because it will show us where certain resources are, and then more resources. I do have extra crystals, and I am going to unlock this because I do smash Q quite a lot. And I can eventually unlock this one, which is quite handy. So we're going to have to go on a little bit of an adventure. Can be a good idea to invest in some of these ones down here early on as we get a fair few buffs, but you actually can't unlock certain ones until you unlock other levels of your mask. And do we get mask level 1? So basically, I just gotta score XP, keep scoring XP until this levels up. Now, once your follower gets to 500 recognition, you can come over and actually claim them. This is nice. You are happy to serve my tribe. They may not last long, but to help that, we are going to put a little bit of armor on them. You can also oh, I thought you could click. Never mind. Yeah, right click. And I'll put a little bit of a better weapon on them and some food that I don't have for them. And some food out of this guy as they're refusing to do anything. Pressing S will split. I'm actually going to take these off this one for now too. And then this one. Can't spam, unfortunately, with the eating, but it should affect them with a few different buffs also. How it affects you. You're just not going to see that unless you take over control, which I can show you at a later date, not at the moment, but something to look forward to in future episodes. As that is one super fun thing about playing this game, you get to run around as your followers and take advantage of those much better stats that they have. Now, different followers will have different perks and advantages. They'll come in different tiers of quality, and they'll like and dislike other stuff, which can be improved upon. So they're not very good at gathering. They'd be a better crafter, but they do have fairly decent rolls here. And you can see we have a good tier roll on a spear, so that'd be quite beneficial to be using a spear, but I've given them dual blade. I want to make them a spear. Anywho, let's press the plus. We want them to do a little bit of wild collection to level them up. And we want to do it around trees, which is my little marker that I'll show you in a moment. And we want them to do a bit of harvesting. The quantity they're going to get is 5,000 because let's aim big. And then they're going to put it in. You can also rename your chest, so this isn't horrible. It will show the closer benches to you first. I have a wooden box here. What the hell is it? Oh, wooden chest. We don't want to automatically discard them, but it will give you a little bit of other advice, like rescuing them. And E or pressing save. They, in theory, should run off and do stuff. But allegedly, there's no target, which is odd, because that's the target. And you can create new targets by pressing R, and they'll go and gather that. Turns out there's no trees over there. So we do, in fact, need to put another little marker, which is pretty easy. You can either run to a location or just kind of like look and go, oh, that looks like a good spot where we can go gather some fiber and some trees. Some more advice. We have some aloe here, which is always good to get because that will be later used for heals. So I'd be able to get them to come and do all this harvesting right here. And they're going to get all of this stuff in a radius. Let's press R and create Another one, call it hello. Confirm. You can also make them other colors. We'll run back over to our campfire. You can turn off all those markers, but they're pretty handy. Find your way to get about. Now my quest wants me to set the dedicated storage of one of the boxes. Not playing Fallout, can't jump like a marsupial. So see how this is marked as a fiber box? Essentially, if I was press G, it would only add fibers and woods and stuff, plant materials into this box, whereas this box will accept any old thing. So what we want to do is go over to one of these wooden boxes because that's what it wants from us. And I'm going to press L and set its deady type. It doesn't matter if it's already got stuff in there. It just means stuff won't be added extra. And I can go, let's say, minerals. Oh no, they've changed that. Never mind, I lie. So you do actually have to remove the items now prior to doing that, which does suck mildly because you used to be able to like quick add stuff, but whatever, makes more sense. Where are we? Let's go minerals, and you can finely tune what minerals it actually takes and whether the followers will take stuff out of it or put stuff in there, because occasionally they'll just start stealing your stuff. And now we go G, and it will only add the mineral. We in fact want it to accept all stuff, so then I go all types, and we can add other stuff back to it. We can then rename the boxes by pressing E. Never mind, by holding E. Going rename. I do that every time. Keep forgetting I'm not playing other games. And then I can go Boxy B box. That'll do. Whatever. And then I know that that is Boxy B box. And I can dedicate the thralls to putting stuff in there, etc. So now to get these slackers to do some things, let's go to our work order. Tribeman work. And we will go this one, but we're going to go copy or duplicate. But we are going to change from trees. And we're going to change it to aloe, and I'm going to go save work. I'm going to do the same with their, I believe it's this one. And then I'll change from trees. We're going to make it aloe also. And I'll press save work. They'll prioritize that last. I didn't actually have to quit out of that. I'll scroll. Why isn't it letting me scroll over? I'm having a loading issue. I don't know. Then we want to do the same thing here. We press C. And we change this one to aloe and press save. And then she go run off. You'll have some aloe. Bye. Come back safe. Your tribe mates can die of hunger and starvation, so be a good tribesman and go around and feed your actual friends when they're passed out. Especially when they're of the variety who tend to not even eat when they're playing the game. Now, while they're off gathering some more material, I can be over here and I can craft some of these resources that I do need to make more stuff. Although I do have a lot of these here, I'm gonna need more. Let's press F and craft all. I actually don't want to craft all, so let's reduce some of that. And then craft all of these because I'm going to need some of those, but I don't actually want all. I just find it a little bit easier doing that personally. And for every plank I craft, I am going to obtain 10 mask XP and 5 wood proficiency. And for all of these, a little less, but you can craft a bunch and it doesn't take very long. Nice. Some things take longer to craft than others. Like this stuff sure gives me more XP, but it takes a lot longer to actually craft. But everything I craft that goes into crafting it also does give me XP. If you're ever going to take a break or anything, it's a good time to take advantage of crafting some things. Also, your follower to do it. Again, we can go here and check out, you can rename your followers too. Once you start getting more outcasts and vagabonds, you don't want to like get confused. But this guy, fairly decent wood and stone proficiency, which will be highlighted. So this guy has less good wood and stone proficiency, so we're going to choose them. And then I'm going to come over here and maintain this particular bench. In the next episode, I'll be building a little bit of a farm here and attempting to trap a turkey, maybe even a little capybara baby, so we can get some fertilizer and eventually grow some plants to feed our alpaca before they die. You can occasionally find food in boxes for them, like alpaca llama feed early game, or you can go to those tribal barracks places and scavenge for some of their gardens they've got about, but you can end in death when you're lower level too. But another good way to get some seeds is capturing the monkeys, and there is a monkey trove just over that hill that I can go and capture. We also now actually have a monkey tree. Where is it? With animal taming. So I can put the monkey nest down, which is something that I've really desperately wanted, and I'm so excited that they added. I love these devs. They truly listen to the players and they care about making their game really good. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I can't even. Maybe I'm just traumatized from playing other games for so long, but we need a small trap to trap that llama alpaca's noises are crazy. We need the small trap for parrots, who will also collect random things about and warn you when people or enemies come by the camp. We need them for capturing baby turkeys, and we need them for capturing monkeys. The medium traps we'll need for the alpacas, the llamas, and all the other things, capybaras, etc. It's good to be preparing a whole bunch of things because I wouldn't mind upgrading this all into wood, and that's going to generate me a bunch of XP. A lot of this stuff's really cheap or free to unlock, so I highly advise just going through and unlocking it all because you're going to need it. Another cool thing is you can actually access a bunch of stuff around you while you're on the benches, and you can craft in your inventory. So it's not a bad idea to be double crafting. I'm gonna craft all of that because that's a lot of rope. You can also place down, my kitten, place down some benches or boxes as well. Take all that out. We're gonna craft ourselves a small box. Because really, we just need a whole lot of inventory space. You'll eventually get bigger boxes and then you can get rid of these, but you'll need a lot for now. And the higher your levels or proficiencies in a bunch of this stuff, the greater chance you have of crafting multiple. But don't forget to actually go into your character and actually see whether you can level up any of this, because you do get those little added bonuses. But all that is constantly leveling up as you make stuff anyway, even without the bonuses. It does help to take advantage. There are also mine weights later on in the game, but don't need to worry about that too much. You can craft them and you can also find them sometimes. But for now, don't stress too hard if you feel you've put something in the wrong spot, because that is an option. Much like our throw work order, we can in fact scroll around and craft this first and change the orders of this. You can only craft 3 things in your inventory at a time, if I could speak good. You get what I'm putting down. Yeah, definitely good to take advantage of it. I can also construct myself a turkey tube. That one. I'm doing wonders in this past few seconds of speaking. But certain things will only be craftable in certain benches, so I can only craft tools in this bench. But I can assign work orders to my followers while I am operating a different bench. I'm operating this bench. I can look over there, operate this bench. All I have to do is press D and add it to a planned queue. If I was to just start crafting by double clicking, I would switch over to that bench, my physical self, and stop doing whatever is over here. And that's kind of annoying sometimes because the follower will then rush over and you gotta take over again, yada yada yada. Alpaca, you make some wild noises, bruh. There's someone cutting wood over there. I think it's my follower. That would make sense. You can actually see what's going on with these guys, where they're at, run over, check, make sure they're not getting ripped by something. So now I can actually do what it wants me to do because I read it. I'll place that there, maybe I won't. They do like to snap to other boxes or on top, things like that. Oh, I'm literally keep forgetting at what game I'm playing. I'm pressing E to place. My gosh. So we want to put it as semi-finished products. So everything here will add by Thralls or myself. It will only add these guys. I'm going to take that back. Otherwise it'll stop crafting this. But it's a little bit easier to track down what they may have done with the resource once they finish crafting it, because unless you have this box down here ticked, they'll just start depositing everything once their little queue is done. They'll go quickly deposit all that hardwood somewhere. That gets annoying. I do believe I mentioned before, but same thing if you don't want them to take items from here. I in fact do, because they will fetch stuff on my fire out of here. I can tell them not to. I can tell them not to store random shit in here too. It is best to not put them too far out of res. So now I've come over, they're like, oh shit, she's coming. Run quickly, pretend like we weren't just hanging around doing nothing. The buzz is here. Likely story. Now placing your turkey, cannot speak, turkey coop. You just want to find a fairly flat area. You can build some foundations. And as you can see, we had a green little circle of our camp marker. Ooh, they've changed it. I love these way better. Ooh. I'm discovering a few of the changes along with all of y'all. And then you can set the slaughter and all that when you have a farm management capability. We are not that level yet, so that does not apply. You cannot set these followers to attend your farms or your turkey coops until you have, whoops, wrong one. We need to have the granary unlocked for them to use the farm and premium breeding, and have the breeding farm for them to use meat and etc. piranha pools. Ooh, that's cool. Capture up some piranhas now. So yeah, don't be like, why can't I assign them to this yet? Because that's why you need to be a high level to get those certain dedicated workstations, and then you get them to work on that, and that's how they do animals. So I'm going to have a little bit of a rest here and refresh my buff. As you can't do basically anything while you're sleeping, you can start recrafting some stuff in your inventory before you lie down. That'll benefit a little bit. I didn't do that. As you can see, it's pretty quick now anyway. So that's fun. As long as you're not like super tired, then it's going to take a bit. So if you want to know where that small cage is crafted, if you cannot find it, you simply open up your inventory, put in whatever search term, and then you'll actually see annual crafting, other bench, and it'll flash. And then it will tell you we build it in a builder's workshop, which is this bad boy over here. It's going to show us what we need, but if we don't have what we need in the bench, you can also build a couple of these guys. We can actually get our guys to go fetch it, which is kind of cool, because I do believe we might not have enough clay, but we'll see. I press D. These guys are going to go fetch it, providing one of them is assigned. Who is this one? They're assigned. They will do it eventually. So they'll run around to all the different boxes and actually pull the resources out if it's not already in the box, in the bench rather. If it's in my inventory here, it'll pull it out of my inventory if I was to craft them. And you can eventually upgrade some of these things. I need to make the aloe juice, so we're going to do that because I in fact have aloe here. My cat is cracking out. Aloe does take a long time, but has a butt ton of XP to be had. It's kind of nice having the tracker here too, because you can really see how much they're putting their work to use. If you happen to get your hands on some quinoa and have a cooking stove, we can also make quinoa porridge. It's going to give us extra XP by 100 with our efficiencies. So this isn't mask XP, this is efficiency XP. So as I'm working on this bench, my alchemy efficiency, that's going to go up 100% for 20 minutes. So that's incredibly beneficial to feed yourself and your followers when you are crafting. Quinoa, a little bit harder to come by. There is actually a pretty easy debatable word to get to. Camp. Covered by Fog of War, yes. Hopefully I can insert a not Fog of War-y section of my map from other gameplay that I have, but just here there is another big barracksy camp and they have quinoa and some of the other rare resources. Before you venture off anywhere else around here, make sure you are prepared. You definitely want to be in the highest level gear that you can currently craft before moving on, because you'll die. You'll just die. It's not a game that's designed to be rushed. You want to get good at your current area, learn your surroundings, take max advantage, and then move on. Have a few bases. Super handy. You can spawn at different campfires and have different followers there taking care of stuff. Really, really handy when you're pushing areas. A little campfire ain't gonna last that long. You might as well take advantage of the fact that you can have those 6 bonfires. Build a little outpost. And there is a chance that it might get attacked. Do keep that in mind, but it is going to be a lot better, trust. Do keep in mind every time you do repair an item, its max durability will go down. So sometimes, especially when you don't have the best level one, it can actually be a bit cheaper and more beneficial to craft a new one, as they cost a similar price to repair. So that's not telling me how much it costs to repair. It's repair. I could also build a little farming hut for these guys, as houses don't tend to deter a bunch of the respawns of resources. That'd make her a little bit better at actually gathering useful things and being a bit more efficient. Then I could even set up one follower to take stuff from that box and place it in a different box. I'm going to go quickly, if I could have a voice, I'm going to go quickly deter more of these guys, tame them, and then get some monkeys. This one has a hammer, so I might want to take them out first. And then press E. Press E. Never mind. You can actually avoid their attacks if you roll. Yeah, don't heal, you dick. No, I wanted to tell you. Ugh. Unfortunately, because they can heal, can be a little bit tricky. Good, shoot things. Got one bandage. Let's go. Obviously bandages help a lot, but eating certain foods does help a little bit. Going to very slowly get the clay I need. Clay is often found by water sources. Pick up this guy, take back the camp. Not the beach water source, but other lakey like water sources. Worth noting that the equals symbol will auto run you. It doesn't specify that particularly anywhere. Pressing any other control will stop that auto run. In here. Give me little snakes. Do I have snakes on me? I do. Varied snakes. So I best go capture a baby turkey to plop in here. If you are wondering what to use to capture them, you can just look and kind of see what food they do like. Wild fruits would work, corn, poisonous bugs, cashew, locusts, etc., etc. Turkey feed. I'm just going to use some locusts because I have a butt ton of them at the moment. You do need them for other stuff later, like actually making the feed. We'll use it for now. They will notice you and run away, so keep that in mind. You want to find a baby by pressing Q or whatever you have it set as, because you can change your keybinds, which is lovely. Pretty much every single keybind, I do believe you can switch to another one for the most part. Now, sometimes campfires will block spawns of particular animals and enable you to not be able to place an actual trap. So no one would be able to place a trap other than me in my radius. And outside of that radius, your traps will decay. Once an animal goes in the trap, it will decay a little bit also. So you'll need repair materials, which I believe I have. Nice. That's a big turkey. No baby turkey. There, in theory, will be a baby turkey, but if there's not, you can always come back. There is a baby turkey. Now, like I said, they're going to notice you, so crouch. I like to place my trap kind of close to me. Then, wait for it to set. Place the item you wish to use in here. I have to place very many. And then I'm going to relocate because I can place it much further away from me. If that turkey happens to notice me, you'll get a little eyeball and he'll run away. Using bush cover can help. I just like to place it nice and kind of close to them, back away a little bit. Hopefully they'll be drawn in by the scent of sweet, sweet locust. I do believe it is working. It's a little bit harder to see with the baby turkeys because their health bar is bigger than them. A little bit easier to see when you're trapping llamas, alpacas, etc. And they're actually easier to scare in the direction of the trap, unlike these guys. You just kind of get away. But it's slowly going there. The mum turkey may in fact trigger the trap, and that can be incredibly annoying. I'm just gonna scare the mum turkey away. Unfortunately, the baby also got scared away. That can fully happen, but they'll be back. But it can help to take out the parents first. It's a sandstorm. What? I never know that sandstorms could happen. Crazy. Do note you can only remove it away so far. Try and scare that parent again without scaring the baby. Baby did not get scared. We love that for me. Yeah, you can only move the trap so far away from itself before you have to place it. Again, it can take a little bit of waiting. You can come back, but occasionally they'll be dead or something else has triggered it. You can kind of scare them back in the other direction, which is what I just did then, but I noticed there's a little base here. Got a bunch of stuff already. It's a good thing to have defensive walls because at some point the locals will come and attack you. Their little monkey nest going. You can mark locations when you find them on the map, which is pretty handy, much like what we did down here. Oh, the next episode, we're actually going to go find some monkey nests and tame them, much like we did these guys. They look quite similar to the logs and is finally going into the nest. And that's the trap. We'll love to see it. Then you'll see it close and we have ourselves a turkey. Yeah. On the next episode, like I was saying, we'll go get that monkey, but it's a very similar process to this. You don't quite have enough to repair. It's okay. We can come back or it'll just decay altogether, which isn't too bad, but kind of annoying. It's better to pick them up. I simply want to look at this guy and go capture. And then he's going to be all flashy and like, oh, you found me. That's okay. Okay. Our other trap is over here. If it hasn't been a certain amount of time or it hasn't been triggered, you can in fact pick him up. So we want to retrieve this trap at least. Take my locusts. And again, like carrying the followers back to your camp, this will make you fuller. The bigger the animal, the fuller you'll get. But later you can get llamas and they will have little packages. Packages? Backpacks. Lack of a better, saddle-y backpacks. And you can put different animals in them, specifically the monkeys, so you can go to safe places and harvest things, because monkeys like to get murdered by stuff. Turkey in hand, make our way over to the turkey coop, and we should be able to add him pretty easily. They will require food, so don't forget about that. We put our turkey down here. They're now our turkey. They're a male, so we want a female to be able to breed. Already got a bit of poop. And they'll lay eggs if they're a girl, but poop if they're a boy. You can collect that from the back. Feeding trough here. Add that. And there's also a water trough here, which I can add water in very difficultly. I do believe. No, can't do it with this. I do need a bucket or for it to rain. but if it rains, it'll fill that up. Or I use a bucket or a lay jar. You know, this was a bit of a longer episode, a bit more rambly. I covered a lot of the other stuff that I did in those other episodes, but you may have been an independent viewer, considering the game is now actually out. So this is, yeah, kind of independently viewable anyway. But if you did find it entertaining and informative, God, I can't think of words, smash that like button and consider subscribing if you're not already. It means a bunch. I'm almost at 6,500, which is crazy town numbers to me. And I appreciate you all so much. Join me on the next episode and we'll go get some monkeys and upgrade some of our house. Eventually even go on that little adventure to go get the teleport stone and take control of our followers. Still cannot talk. But if you're willing to put up with some of my rambles and my inability to say words, I appreciate you even more. Until next time, I hope you have an excellent day, evening, night, morning, or whatever it may be, wherever you may be, have a good one.